Hi, my name is Constance Vincent, and I'd like to introduce my husband Ed, who was diagnosed with lung cancer 12 years ago.
12 years ago, I was given the third stage diagnosis of lung cancer, which, as all of you know, is not a very good thing to have. I decided that I didn't want to do chemo or radiation. I didn't want to put a lot of poison in my body, and whatever time I had left, I wanted to at least be cognizant of what was happening. I was fortunate enough, my wife found Dr. Tom Wu, a nutritionist who had a vegetable and fruit diet, raw fruit and raw vegetables that he said would cure my lung cancer.
Dr. Wu himself had lung cancer 40 years ago and cured himself with this method, which he refined over the years. And then in 2008, he wrote his first book in Mandarin, followed by 2 other books that sold over 1 million copies in the Far East in a very short period of time. But we had so many people asking us for help on what Ed had done to get over lung cancer naturally, that we kept asking Dr. Wu, would he please translate the book into English, and I would edit it for him. So this is the current book, and it has over 25 recipes for different illnesses. But Ed is going to show you how he does the one for lung cancer that he's been using.
For me, the Dr. Wu, gave me a recipe and said that I needed to do this, where I would drink 4 16-ounce glasses of vegetable juice a day. And the reason for blending it is you cannot chew long enough to get all the enzymes out of the vegetables. This here is a week's worth of vegetables that we do once a week. We set them all up. So each morning I have 1 container that has a day's worth of vegetables for me. And that's how I start.
So this blender is a 3.5 horsepower blender. And that's exactly what is necessary in order to break these foods down into small enough particles to be absorbed by our cells. Because as Ed said, we can't chew food long enough to break down the nutrients so that we can use them. And that's why we waste a lot of what we're eating.
So I'm going to show you today and make an actual juice. This is for me. I have 2 16 ounces a glass a day on a maintenance budget. As I say, maintenance budget.
Diet.
I guess, as I told you how much I drank when I started, but this is what I've been drinking every day for the last 12 years. I start with 1 cup of carrots. I put a third to a half a cup of frozen blueberries, and the reason for the frozen blueberries is it keeps the juice cool. A nice way to start the juice. After that, I have parsley. We have cilantro. I put in asparagus, apple, which sweetens it and makes it good. We have a half of a lime or lemon, a little bit of celery, a couple sweet peppers, a tomato, cucumber,
Red cabbage,
a beet, and a chunk of ginger.
Almost everything that we can buy organic, we buy organic. And then normally when we're doing this, I stand over there and kind of cut and take off the dirty parts of any of the vegetables. Most of them do not have to be peeled. And then Ed rinses them and cuts them into the small pieces that you saw so that he can put them into the blender.
So I have them in the blender, and I put about 12 ounces of water in
it. Well, actually, till it comes up to the number 12 on the blender, probably less than 12 ounces.
And then I start, the first grind is we chop all the vegetables up, and then we have a 2 minutes of high-speed grinding. as you see, the blender grinds everything, including the skin and pulp, and just brings it all down to nothing. Then after the first run, where I get it down to, grind it up, then we put in some lecithin. And then we put in some ground up flaxseed. And then we do a high-speed grind for 2 minutes. That's the first minute.
You don't need to.
So I now have 32 ounces of Dr. Wu's Cancer Killing Smoothie.
I'd like to point out a couple of things. First, this blender is strong enough that we can actually, and we've done this, put in an entire avocado, and it grounds up the stone in the avocado as well. The seeds, stones, and the skin of many of these fruits and vegetables, according to Dr. Wu, are actually the healthiest part. So we don't remove too much of anything except the dirty parts of the vegetables, as I said. Furthermore, although there are 25 different recipes in the book that go for lots of different illnesses, including autism and heart disease and so on, almost every recipe has these 3 primary ingredients: tomatoes, carrots, and beets. These 3 are highest in phytochemicals that fight most of the diseases that we have. Blueberries are probably the healthiest fruit, so we try to always use organic frozen blueberries. They could be fresh blueberries as well. Well, we hope you'll follow our method. It's very easy to do a week's worth at one time, to have all these containers filled, and every day Ed can just take one, put it into the blender.
Actually, what I had here was 1 container. It was 1 day's container.
So he puts it into the blender, makes that for the day. I can be gone at breakfast and lunchtime, and he's perfectly able to put all this together on his own, which he's been doing for many years. And look at the result. We hope that you will use this method and follow this procedure and have good health. God bless you.
Good morning.
The book that has Dr. Wu's complete program is called Dr. Tom Wu's Different Approach in Natural Healing: Conquer Cancer and Other Diseases with Simple Foods, and it is available on Amazon.com. Thank you for watching.